Hello and welcome to today's Parents University. My name is Aaron Selmer, Director for Instructional Technology, and I'm excited to talk about report cards today. As the trimester is coming to a close, this is a super relevant topic, and with me I have a very special guest, Dr. Kim Ontiveros, who's also going to be talking about understanding report cards and delving a little bit more into standards and showing where you can find companion documents on the website. But before we get to Dr. Ontiveros, I'm going to spend a little bit of time showing how you can access PowerSchool as a parent and pull up your student's report card from there. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so we're going to get going. First of all is actually finding the link to PowerSchool, and I think one of the easiest ways to do it is if you just Google our district and then type in PowerSchool. One of the first results that's going to pop up is going to bring you to a page that has the link straight to the login page for Parent PowerSchool. So when you get here, you can go ahead, feel free to bookmark this. This will be something that you can reference in the future. So then go ahead and log in with your parent credentials. If you don't know or don't have them, I would suggest you contact your student's building to figure out what they are or to get you set up in the first place. When you log in, you'll be met with this dashboard where it'll show information about your student. Now, if it's the first time that you're here, there could be a lot of overwhelming information. There's a lot of things on the left-hand side to scroll through and a lot of things to just click. You really can't hurt anything, so feel free to click around and navigate. One of the more helpful items, though, that I want to show is if you select the class that your student's enrolled in that you want to take a look at, and you pick the trimester that you want to view, so right now trimester 1, and you click this little information, it's going to bring up another screen, and if you give it a second, in the bottom of the page, it's going to go ahead and load the actual assignments for that student. Note that in the transition to standards, the score column is going to be blank, but that doesn't mean that there's not scores entered. If you click this little blue graph next to the assignment, it kind of looks like an Adidas symbol from a distance. It'll go ahead and break down the scores that the student did on a particular assignment. So we can see here for our sample student, Michael Taylor, on assessment 6, it had all of these standards attached to it. And these are the scores that Michael did on each of those standards for this particular assignment. Additionally, if a teacher has left any comments on an assignment, you'll be able to see it with the notation of a speech bubble, and you can also click view to see what the teacher has said. In this particular case, the teacher said, "Good job." So this would be how you could break down assignment score summaries for your student, and you can go ahead and do that with the different classes that they are in. Next up, since this is the Report Card Parent University, we want to talk about accessing your student's report card. On the left-hand side, if you scroll down, you'll see an option that says Student Reports. If you click that, you'll see the report cards that are available for this particular student. Chances are you're not going to have as many as this one because this is a sample student, but you'll be able to see the school year and the trimester report. And you'll notice here that it says a digital signature has been requested for this report. So it's as simple as clicking on the report, and it generates the report card for your student. You can scroll, you can read, you can look at everything you need to look at. And then you can click Submit Digital Signature up here. It says signature has been submitted, and you're done. You also have the option to print if you would like. And other than that, you can just go ahead and close out. I hope that was useful and you took a little something away from that. Next up is Dr. Ontiveros, and she's going to be talking a little bit more about the report card and understanding all the different things on it. Dr. Ontiveros?
Good morning. I am Dr. Kim Ontiveros, and I'm the Director for Curriculum and Instruction. I want to thank you for joining us today. I know that you just heard about how to access PowerSchool and navigate your way through. There was also a brief introduction on how to view report cards on PowerSchool. So what I wanted to walk you through was my department and the benefits and everything that is included within the website that maybe you are aware of or not aware of. And I wanted to point out a couple things. When you go on the EPCUSD401.org website, it'll bring you to a page that looks like this. At the very top where it says departments, you can click on curriculum and instruction. It will bring you to a page that looks like this. On the side here is all of the things that are included within the curriculum and instruction webpage. It talks about accelerated learning opportunities, college and career pathways. We also talk about the assessment calendar. So if you're interested to know when the students are taking Ames Web or IAR, access testing, PSAT, SATs, all the information for this school year can be found here. Also talks about grading in District 401 schools. As you know, students in K through 5 will be standards-based grading this year for the first trimester, brand new. If you need more information, you can click here, and I will show you more of that in a second. As you can continue to go down, it will break up the grading system so that you're more familiar with what that looks like. If you click on Elmwood and John Mills, you'll see that we are doing standards-based. Talks about checking progress in PowerSchool, and then issuance of report cards. As we know, we will be viewing report cards on PowerSchool, and you were just given an opportunity to show you how to go through that process. The grading system at Elm Middle School, we are still with letter grades. So these are the percentages. And the high school grading scale is letter grades as well. So if you have any questions about any of those, the information is currently right here. Now, I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about K through 5 report cards because they will look very different to parents and students as they have in the past. So I'm going to go down to the standards-based grading. When you click on standards-based grading, it will show you all the standards-based grade report cards for K through 5. Now, these are examples of what they will look like, just so you can get familiar with the language, not seeing letter grades, but seeing numbers 4, 3, 2, 1. So I will click on grade 1. Your students will say grade 1 or kindergarten through 5th grade, whatever grade they're currently in. It will have their mascot in the corner. Up here is traditionally the same student information and their attendance. Here is where we get to be a little different. These are academic levels of performance. So this will no longer be letter grades, but numbers. And it tells you what a 4 is, what a 3 is, what a 2 is, and what a 1 is. You'll notice here in first grade language arts, there are big concepts like reading comprehension, writing, speaking, listening, language, and foundational skills. Trimester 1, there will be numbers in for all of the standards that have been assessed for trimester 1. Everything else should look pretty much the same. We're also talking about work habits, be responsible, be respectful, and be ready. These, of course, will have numbers instead of letter grades as well. Feel free to examine all of these or any of them or however many children you have. Pick the grade so that you can get an understanding of what the report card will look like when you can see it on PowerSchool. One important thing that I wanted to highlight is with standards-based grading, it's a lot of getting used to for parents and students. We need an explanation as to what is reading comprehension? What kinds of skills are my students learning and being assessed on for reading comprehension? So when the report cards are released in PowerSchool, you will also get a document that looks very similar to this. It's called a companion document. And the reason why we have a companion document is because we want to explain to parents and students what exact skills were being assessed under our big umbrella standards. So for example, companion document for your child's report card, grade 1. In each of the big areas, such as reading language arts, math, science, social studies, and even specials, you will see the actual standards descriptions here. Under reading comprehension, these are all of the standards that students will be assessed on throughout the entire school year. That does not mean that trimester 1, they have done all of these, but they may have. Here's some user-friendly wording to help you understand what that concept is. You'll also have one for speaking and listening, writing, and foundational skills. You'll notice that the big areas in gray are the ones that will show up on the report card. Like I said, this is a document full of a wealth of information, and it could be a little bit overwhelming. So just realize that this is the entirety of what standards students will be assessed on for the entire school year. We also have mathematics, science, social studies. We have music, technology, PE, and art. The document that you will be sent home is a similar document. It's a companion document, but what we did to make it easier for parents and students is we eliminated all of the standards that were not being assessed in trimester 1. So when you receive your companion document with your child's report card this year, December 7th at 3:30 p.m., you will see only the standards we assessed trimester 1. We felt that was the best way to address it for parents so that it was easy to read and understand. I hope that this tour of the Curriculum and Instruction website was helpful for all of you. Of course, there is many other things in here that might be great for you to explore. You may have more questions after you do explore that, so feel free to reach out to your building administration, or you can always email me at Ontiveros, ONTIVEROSKI at epcusd401.org. I want to thank you for your time today, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you.